Fantastic. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 4 of boot camp, by far the most fun day of boot camp, where we will be going over designs and campaigns in KW Command. Before we get started, I wanted to apologize. The video from yesterday is getting put up. I don't know how many of you heard yesterday. There was a school shooting here in Winston-Salem, and I am very thankful to say that neither of my children go to that school. However, it is our local school. We just so happen to not attend that school, but my daughter's middle school is very close to it, and I got pulled away for the rest of the day. My son's high school went on lockdown. What a tragedy. And I just want to take this time to send my condolences to the family who lost their son and everybody whose child had to experience all of that trauma yesterday. That was really terrible. So if you're anybody was involved in that or felt the repercussions of that, I do apologize. Okay, so that being said, we are going to have a little bit of a discussion. I was looking at a mega camp breakout session about gamifying our business and taking notes on that yesterday morning prior to this class. And I wanted to touch on a few things that will go well with today's content. So that was between James Shaw and Jenny Wallach, and both just very super impressive people. And so when they're talking about gamifying their business, a quote really stood out to me. A reason that they were doing that is success will come to those who are obsessed with being consistent. So success will come to those who are obsessed with being consistent. And that was James Shaw who said that. And then Jenny followed up with, success is simple and boring. So in order to do that, what they have chosen to do, and I haven't made my way all the way through that breakout session yet, but they were choosing to gamify their business. So if your goal is to really grow your social media presence, for example, I'm going to tie that into today. Maybe your goal is that you want to make sure you have 5 posts every single week from now until the end of the year and track what that's doing to your business. So in order for you to gamify your business, you need 4 things. You need quantifiable goals and objectives. You need some type of feedback system like keeping score to track your progress. You need a strategy, and then you need a way to play it out socially. In this case, or example, I'm using social media posts as that example. So just think about little things like that to do to keep your business fresh, keep it fun and engaging. Nothing is going to beat the thrill of getting a house listed or getting a house to go under contract. All of those are the fun, exciting parts of real estate. But in order to have more of those experiences, we have to have consistency through speaking with our sphere of influence in our database and attracting new people that we can add to our database. So I just wanted to touch on that. I thought that really spoke to kind of what we're looking at today. And I thought that would make this a little bit more fun. And if I get any more fun tidbits from that this afternoon when I watch the end, I will let you know. All right, good deal. So the first thing that we're going to look at today is designs. I'm going to go ahead and log into Command. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Great. All right. So in Command, our designs applet is the little art easel with the paintbrush here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now, we'll tell you, designs is one of those. It is being powered by a third-party source that we have a very strict privacy relationship with. And it is one that once you move yourself into the design system, you are no longer in the ecosystem of Command, so keep that in mind. This is definitely one of those things that if I'm going to be working in designs, I have more than one Command window open, the one where I'm working in designs and the one where I'm working on everything else. So that's just a little side note. So you can see when we go into designs from Monica, who's a crazy person, I have 515 designs. You can see that down here at the bottom. If you haven't gone in here and played around yet, you might not have anything here yet, but I promise if you get yourself to liking it, you will come in here all the time and make designs. So this is the first home screen that we see. We can search through our designs, which again, I'm going to emphasize the importance of naming things so that if you're looking for something specific, you can search for it, okay? We can search through all types, emails, social posts, print, or video. And we can sort by date, old to new or new to old. We can import a design, so you can import a PDF that you've previously made. And then you can also click the create a design button. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is when you create a design, you will pick whichever one it is that you want to make, email, social, print, or video. You can also choose to import photos and text from a listing at this point. You also have the ability to access that later. I'm going to go ahead and just choose print, and we are going to click continue. So now you're going to see that we end up getting a little W symbol up here on our tab of our browser, because they are now taking us into the We brand, which is the company that is providing these designs to us, format. So now you can see I've lost my command applets over here on the left because I'm now on the We brand platform. To make my way back, I would have to hit this X in the upper right-hand corner, and that's going to take me back into command. And I'll grab my applets back over here on the left. So I just wanted to show you guys that, and that is often why when I'm working in designs, I keep two windows open in command. So let's go ahead and move forward into the We brand section. If you've not come in here yet and created any designs, I want to take this time to show you guys how you set up your assets. It'll make your design creation a lot easier for you. So you have to be in the We brand section to get here. Okay, so you can choose any type of design and click go and move yourself here. And up here at the top, you're going to see three tabs. We default into templates. You also can click on your designs. From here, you can import PDFs or start from blank. We have folders. I'm going to show you all this stuff in here in just a little bit. So this is the middle tab. And then the last, but definitely not least, is the assets tab. And so the first thing that you want to do before you start making designs is come here. So again, we've gone into designs. We've started to create a design so that we make it into the We brand platform. And then we're going to click on the tab called My Assets at the top. So you can see that I can set up color palettes here. This is my main color palette. This is where I just set up a test one so that I could show you guys how it works. You can delete them if you don't like them or don't need them any longer. And you can create a new color palette here in the upper right and add colors in that you may need to use on a regular basis, or maybe they're colors that you group together quite often. So you want to have them available. Then you can start creating this palette up here, and it will make it easier to access the colors you want to use in the future. You can also upload fonts to the platform. In order to upload a font, it needs to be in one of these 5 file formats that are available. So if you're a person that had a font developed for your brand, just make sure that you have one of these file types available, and you can actually upload your font into the system for use in your designs. Moving on, I'm going to move down to my images section. If you have images that you use on a regular basis, right, this is where you can put those. You can also build out folders, right? So I have some different formats of my headshot. So I've got a folder for that. I use command screenshots a lot in my business. You guys might use something different, obviously, but I've got a folder of those. And then I have some leadership headshots. of people that I have to put into designs on a regular basis. So you can see building out these folders is a great little way to organize all of the images that you might want to use in your designs. Okay, next up we have text. So this is really cool. You can add your name, your company's address, your biography, your Facebook page, email, website. I even did one that's just a little block of all of my data in one block, and I'll show you that in use here in a little bit. We have all these different things that we can add here, and so that way when we're making a design, if we want to add our phone number, we don't have to type it every time. We can just kind of click it, and I'll show you guys how that works. You can add a new field here, and you can also create folders in this one if you needed to. So I definitely recommend that you go in here and add some of your information. It will make your life easier. I've got my app code in here as well. Moving on, we have a place to add our logos. I am in 2 different offices. I can go ahead and delete this KW Greensboro because they changed their name to KW1. But say you have your own brand and you have your own logo, then you could upload all those different logos here in their different formats. And then you can have your company's logos as well in all of their different formats, because sometimes you want full color, black and white, clear background or not a clear background, right? So you can upload all those different logos there. Elements would be like stickers. If you are really big in branding on YouTube or any other kind of little graphics that you might want to use on a regular basis, you can add them under elements. Videos. These have to be added from a YouTube link. So I'll show you guys quickly how that's done. If you want to really get into video, like the awesome Ken Posick, I have one of his videos here. Then you can go and upload your video to YouTube. And I will let this finish loading. There we go. KW Triad Tech. I'm just going to grab a video like yesterday's boot camp. Okay. So when you're in a video in YouTube that you want to use, there's a share button right below the video. You can click share and copy. And then back in here, we click the plus button in the upper right. Your only option for now is from a YouTube link. And you just paste that link that we copied and click add. And now that video is there for you to put inside of an email or any other kind of design that you want to make. Okay. Next up is files. So I uploaded a working with real estate agents brochure as an example. You can upload different PDFs that you may need to use in a design here. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about assets and how you get there and the things that you can add? It really is important that you guys do this. It'll save you time in the long run. I know it takes a little bit of setup. Good deal? All right, then let's dive in. I'm going to go back over to my template section. And first, we're just going to kind of run through all of the different things that we have. So by default, we're starting with the KW app. So these are actually jumbo postcards that you can send out trying to get somebody to download your app. So you can do those. You've got flyers, large postcards, and standard postcards. Okay. Under listings, we have lots of stuff under listings. So these are things for a listing that's just saying for sale. Okay. We have door hangers, flyers, standard postcards, bifold, like 11 by 17 paper that folds to make a little booklet, trifolds, and another bifold. So we have all of these different things that we can make in conjunction just with the for sale part of a listing. We have just sold. We have listing presentations, local expert flyers and postcards. And keep in mind with these, this is kind of a proof is in the number type template. If you have your own business that you've already been, going through and doing a lot of business, then you might have your own numbers to pop in here. If you are new and you don't have your numbers, guess who does have numbers? Our office. So you can ask the MCA or the assistant MCA in your market center. See, this says the number of contracts I've written outpaced the market by this percentage, or our office contracts written outpace the market by this percentage. So if you don't have your own numbers yet, that is okay. Borrow the office's numbers and you can get those from your MCA. And in fact, often they share this stuff in the Facebook pages anyway. So if you don't have your own numbers yet, not too early to brag, use the office's numbers. So I just wanted to make that note. We'll take this back a little bit. And neighborhood snapshots are another one that we have. Just listed, open house, price update, under contract. Spring selling season had some really fun designs. So these were social squares. That 2020 home price appreciation, that was huge. I hope you can still share it. In 2020, home appreciation prices went up by 9%, which was history making. So you have a lot of that kind of fun stuff. And then this listed at this much, we got this many offers and it sold for this much, trying to attract listings. Was great. We have stuff for coming soon. And we have stuff for Keller Mortgage. Don't discount Keller Mortgage, y'all. That can be a lead generating machine for yourself, right? The refinancing section all on its own, that's huge for marketing. Push that out on social media. We're not just wanting to reach out to people when they want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We want to reach out to them all the time. And this is one of those things that you can use to bring them value, is Keller Mortgage. Go ahead and shut the listings. We've got buyer presentations and neighborhood snapshots under the buyer section. So those are good. Under lead generation, we have client love. Tell your clients happy birthday on Facebook. If you don't tell them happy birthday on Facebook, it doesn't count, right? We all know that. You got to publicize it. Put on Facebook. And this is a way that you can set yourself apart from everyone else, because, normally when people are posting on Facebook, they use whatever GIF is like the readily available happy birthday GIF. So this imagery might set you apart from everyone else's posts. So those are cool. So you have some holiday stuff, birthdays, thank yous, cards, social media design, social stories, social squares. You have all different kinds of things that you can do. They have some anniversaries, home anniversaries. So a lot of fun stuff there. If you get a really super testimonial, make yourself a beautiful graphic and share it on social media that has that testimonial in there, right? Eye-catching, very cool. Event invitations, expert advice, so some tax deductions, and we will keep adding to these libraries. Holiday greetings, of course. If you guys didn't see, I actually have a class coming up. I think it said deck the halls, it's fall, y'all, because it's going to be on the first day of fall. And the first day of fall means the holidays for this girl. I love the holidays and everything about them. And so I'm going to go through that day and give you guys some ideas of things that you can do with your database and fun things and ways to get your name out there, as well as show you all the really cool designs that are available so you can set yourself apart on social media. So check this out because it's coming real quick. All right, home value. Curious about selling? Do you know the value of your home? Social stories, door hangers, postcards. Remember we made that home valuation page for our website yesterday. You could take the link of that, make a design like this, post it on Facebook with the picture to catch attention, the link for them to click through, and go ahead and get some home valuations going. So that's a little idea right there. We've got some I Love KW. These are great for your Facebook cover photos. up at the top of your business page. Got a lot of stuff in here. If you just recently joined us, we have some, I'm making a move, or I've made a move to a new company. So there's a lot of fun stuff to look at in there. We have some inspiration, which I could definitely use today after what happened yesterday. But these are really great. And again, we will get more and more designs added there. We have stuff to brand and personalize and promote our websites. I think these are always really cute with the family shots. Get your website out there. And we have our personally branded magazines. So most recently, Making Memories came out. This was our first edition, second edition, third edition. This is going to come out quarterly. So I'm assuming that we're going to see fourth quarter roll out sometime later this month or the beginning of October. I can't wait to see that. And we'll dive into these a little deeper in just a second and how we make them. You even have access to some leadership stuff. These are some luxury flyers in different colors, and some business basics for luxury too. Under collections, they show us our new designs, the newest ones that were released, and we have some pivot shift ahead. If you guys don't join into the pivot shift ahead with Jane Shaw, I highly, highly recommend that you check that out. They have their own Facebook page. Hold on, I'll show you what it is, and I'll even drop the link. So you can go to Facebook, and it's not just for KW agents. James opened it up to the country in the middle of COVID last year, and I think it's been very powerful. So if you guys have an opportunity, they have a call every morning. So that's a cool thing that you can join. And I will copy this link for you guys and drop it into the chat. So you can actually just click straight through on that and ask to join that group. I think it does ask you a question like, what brokerage are you with or something? But you should get in there, and there's a lot of really great stuff in there, just so you guys know. Okay, so these pivot shift ahead are really cool. They have a lot of cool graphics in here, and quite a few of them really. Like Rise to the Challenge, I like that one a lot, Climbing the Mountain. And they have some Zoom meeting backgrounds because we're always on Zoom now, right? So we have a lot of fun stuff in there. So does anybody have any questions about the library itself? And remember, guys, feel free to ask questions. This is your time, and I'm here for you. So there's no bad question. If you ask a question, it may be a question that someone else has as well. Okay, checking the chat. Everybody's good? Fantastic. Okay, so by show of a vote in the chat, what do you guys want to see made first, a social graphic or a print design? Type it in the chat, social graphic or print design.
Are you going to show both eventually?
Yes.
Okay.
Just which one's getting shown first? All right. Only 2 votes, and they're both for social. So I guess social's where we're going. Social graphics are my favorite in here anyway. So I'll show you a couple of different ones. Let's say just listed. We'll do just listed first. So I got a listing. I'm so excited. And now I want to post it on social media. So we can pick social wide, social square, social stories for the different placements online. I'm going to go ahead and go with this square. And as you can see, there are a lot of pictures of kitchens on here because, like I said yesterday, people are really enjoying seeing the interior photos of houses. And we'll touch on that idea again later when we're looking at running Facebook ads. That you get higher quality leads, it's been determined, when you're showing interior photos as opposed to exterior photos. So just a note. So I picked that design and clicked the red use button in the upper right corner of the design itself. And now it's brought the design onto the page. Okay. So if this is my listing, let me find the listing to pretend that it's mine. Give me 1 second to pop into the MLS. I think the listing I had been using has now gone under contract and I'm losing all my pictures. All right, 3 days later, my office active. Sounds good to me. 4027 Woodlake Road. Who am I shouting out credit to? This is listed by Jessica Zombeck Ferris. Jessica, thank you for letting me use your listing. It's beautiful, and I hope it gets sold quickly for you. Okay, so we're going to borrow Jessica's listing in this instance. I don't need to change just listed or any of that kind of stuff, but what I do want to do is come over to the left-hand side here to all of these little things that I can click on. I don't want it to say KWDBA name. I want it to say my company's name. So this is where those assets that you added come into play. If you didn't have any in here yet, you would have to go to images, upload your logo and use it from there. And then you would have to do that each time and nobody wants to do that. It's not fun. So I've already done it. My logos are here. So I'm going to click the logo in the design that I want to replace. Make sure it's outlined in blue. And then I'm going to come over to the left to the logo I want to use and click the replace button. And it didn't work for me, so that's okay. All right, there we go. So now it replaced the logo. Another option for doing that, if you don't like using the replace button and this said DBA logo, you can just delete it and click the logo you do want and make it smaller from the corner and pull it down to where you want your logo to go. So the best thing I can tell you to do in these designs is just to practice with them and make some stuff, because it just takes a little bit of getting used to. If you've ever used Canva or any of the other design making platforms, you know, each one has their little nuances and you just have to play around in there until you get yourself comfortable with it. So I could also click elements, you know, maybe if I wanted to add this Facebook button right here, then I could drop it down into the corner or something to that effect. But the really cool one is the KWLS, the little house that's showing up over here on the left. I can search for the listing that I'm doing the design for. Okay. And I think this is the one right here. Is it 27127? Yes. So I'm going to select the listing and I've got all of the MLS photos, the listing details. It just takes it a minute to load. So I've got access to all of these photos here, and I also have access to the listing details. So looking at the listing details, it's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. So 3 bedrooms. I need to change that to 3. And 2730 is the living area, so I need to change that to 2730. Okay, so that part's done. Here's the address down here. That replace button works really well because now I've highlighted the address. I can move to the left-hand side and click the replace button. And now I didn't have to type that whole address. I can just stretch out the text box until it fits. Maybe I want to get it centered, and then I can let it go right there. And now that looks good to me, right? Excuse my allergies, y'all. Price point, 450,000. No, that is not the right listing. Hold on. 625. It's pulling up an old listing, or I just picked the wrong one. But it is 625,625. Obviously, if this is your own listing, you will know these details, unlike me that just has now looked at this house. But there you can see the pictures. And so say I wanted the kitchen, dining, let me find something that looks really good from the inside. Or I really love the pool. That's a tough decision. I think I want the picture of the pool. I'm going to click here. I'm going to come over here and click replace. So now the pool is my hero image, right? And I've got that design made. It's all done. I can click download in the upper right and pick PNG. That's my preferred image that I want. I have that quality set to high. I'm going to click download. And we'll let that load. You can see it says preparing right here. It takes it a second to generate the image. And then it will download to the lower left hand, or if you're on a MacBook, it will download to where your downloads go. So don't forget to rename your images in case you want to come back again for it later. I'm just going to name it by that property address. And there's your social image. And so all of them work the same, right? You could download them and put them anywhere that you want. And also when we get into the campaign section, I will show you how to take those existing images that you've made and share them on social media directly from Command. But first I want to finish going through here. So does anybody have any questions on how we made that social post or how that design worked at all? Everybody feeling good? Okay, so do you guys want to see a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, or the quarterly magazine for the print sample that we make? Listing. All right, listing. Cool deal. So listings is our drop down, and we're going to click on our listing presentation. All right, so from here, we're going to choose the listing presentation that we like. Quick tip, if you're going to print these out, yes, I love the black template. It looks really fancy and everything, and it uses a lot of ink. So just bear that in mind. If you're going to share it digitally, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one right here and click use. And it's going to take it a minute to load. Now, doing these print presentations is a little bit different than our social. So let this load up. It's a big file. The difference in this is it's got multiple pages, right? And so you don't have to use every page. I think some confusion comes in there. We do not have to use every page of any of these presentations that we're choosing from. Okay. So on the left-hand side, you have the listing presentation template, the instructions for it. This is the cover page. So the instructions, really, you can just click on it and read through it. It's designed for you to customize in any way that serves your business. Every section has been written and designed as so to highlight the intended purpose of each page. Carefully review the content, right? It's showing you the instructions. So I can click on this page, but I didn't actually add it to my presentation. All I did was click on it to read what it says. So I can click through and look at each one of these pages and maybe take a note down to the side which pages I want. So I know that I want this cover page. That's what I do know. So now that I chose this cover page, I'm going to click the plus button. That has added the cover page to my design. Okay. So again, just because you click on it doesn't mean it's adding it to your design. You need to actually click the plus button to add it to your design. So now I can say, and it does take time to set these up, but it used to take time for me to create these from scratch in Microsoft Publisher too. for anyone who's ever made one of these. The good thing is that once you set it up, I mean, shy of changing out the client's name, the address, and maybe this front exterior picture, that's really all you have to change, right? I mean, you may want to set up one that's like for a house in the 100,000 to 200,000 range, or, you know, a set for luxury or something. But other than that, you know, it's your template and it's set up for you. So once you've done it once, it's made it worth the time because you can use it over and over again. So I've changed it to my client's name, right? Other cool thing, picture. My headshots are here. So I can just open that folder. The picture is highlighted. I can just replace it with my own. And then I don't have to actually upload it and do all that kind of stuff, right? Likewise, the text, my assets, first name, last name. This is my first name and last name, replace. Then I didn't have to type my name either, right? So you can go through now the things that are like this that have two pieces of text in one block. That is why I put all of my stuff into one block so that I wouldn't have to type this all the time. This is that big block. I can just click it and it put all of my stuff onto the page. I might not like the font, but I didn't have to type all this stuff out individually. I don't need my name. Might want to make this stretch out like that. And then I can highlight it all, make it bigger or smaller. I'm going to make it 18. And I might change. Nah, I'm okay with the font. And then I can just drag that over here underneath my name instead of doing all that typing. So that is one of the benefits. Give a little love to KW1 here and switch this with that. Okay, so my name, my client's name, my data, front exterior of the house. If I have one, then I can change it, right? If I don't have one. So let's look at how maybe I did go snap a front exterior of this house, right? And I want to change this picture out for it. Then I can actually click this add button. So these will be those one-offs that wouldn't be in your assets. I can pull it in from Facebook, Google, or Dropbox, and I can also click upload to pull it in from my computer. And let me see if I can find the front exterior. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. Probably want to be under this one. Let's see. I'm going to view large and find a front exterior. I have a lot of files, as you all can see. It's slightly ridiculous. That's why it's always.
Monica, we would
ahead,
be
Pam.
assuming that we had made a picture of the house and we've got them downloaded somewhere on our computer, correct?
Yep,
It's basically what you're saying.
yep.
Okay.
So if you don't have a front exterior of the house, then you don't have to change it out. But if you did, then you could, like so. Right? If you wanted to specialize it just to that particular house. So now my front is done. Okay. I'm going to click back on templates on the left. I've done my cover page and now I'm like, okay, do I want this page? Sure. I'm going to click the plus. It's going to add the page. And then I'm going to edit this page out, right? So I can open up all the pages over here and see what I want to go through, like so. And I can keep them or I can delete them. Like I don't need that. Or if there's a page that I liked, I could duplicate it, right? So you can just go through and edit everything to your liking. And you may not want all of these pages. And now I think my computer's locked up. There we go. It let go again. Okay. So like, do I want this page or not? You can decide if you want to keep it, right? Because there's lots of pages. Your needs come first, the process, your custom marketing plan, finding your buyer, right? So I may not feel like I need every single one of these pages. You can just choose the one that you want. If you don't have a portfolio of excellence because you haven't sold 6 houses that you want to brag about, then you're not going to include this page, right? You're just going to leave it off. And then once you've sold 6 houses, then you can add the page back in. So it's really customizable to exactly what you want, right? I love things that are touching, like I'm making you a promise. I would probably include this page if it was mine. But you really can just go through and pick and choose the pages that you want, okay? So that being said, once we have all of our pages created, then you can download it as a PDF, which is, you know, just a document to print, which is cool. You want to select which pages do you want to download, all of them, only some of them. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you do have 33 pages in here, but if you're listing a house that's under 200,000, maybe you don't include one of the pages because it promises that you're going to get them a home warranty or something. Then you can just choose not to print that page, right? So it's really up to you. I always include the bleed and click download a CMYK. That seems to me to give me the best results in my print quality when I've printed them out, which I've done several times. So that's personal preference. You guys can do as you choose. Okay, so that's how you can download the presentation for printing. You can also share. So I'm going to show you guys how this works. So say you haven't gotten to meet Mr. and Mrs. Seller yet, and you want to pre-send them this listing presentation. You can download it as a PDF and attach it to an email, and there's nothing wrong with that. Here's my listing presentation. Go ahead and take your time to look through this, and I will see you on Tuesday at whatever time it is. And you can also click this share button. You don't want to just say the design because that will only share this one page that we're looking at. You want to share the project, which is the entire thing. Anybody can view it if they have the link. Anyone from KW can view it. So this is like very similar to sharing from Google, right? So I'm just going to leave it on anybody with the link can view. And if I copy this URL and open it up, then they can flip through this thing like a magazine, right? Which is super cool. So they can scroll through and look at all of the stuff that you've made for them. And you can put that link anywhere you want. So if you wanted to, if you did your magazine, for example, you probably wouldn't share your listing presentation out on social media, but if you did your magazine, then you could definitely share the link and push it out on social media, right? So that people could scroll through it. Good deal? All right, so you got several options there for sharing. Remember, we always want to rename. Say Monica's listing presentation. All right, so now I have that available. I can click done. I can click file, save, lock page, show grid. So if you wanted to lock the page, for example, if you never wanted this timeline to change, it's going to go your property, your transaction timeline, your customer marketing plan, and representing your home, and you don't want it to change, you could lock the page. You can show a grid if you're trying to line something up. This is all under the file button. You can show the rulers on the sides, can manage your bleed and safe area, which is cool. You have to hit close to close that preview out. I can turn all this other stuff off if I don't need it anymore. Right? So you can do all this kind of stuff. You can check the print quality, all clear, images look good for printing. And you can look at what format you're in, like what size of paper. So does anybody have any questions on print? Again, this is just one of those things that you have to get in here and play around with it, and you'll get used to it. I get a lot of questions about that because people are like, but you move through it so easily. But I didn't at first, right? I had to come in here and actually use it, make something, make print designs and make social designs and look at them and figure out how to use all these different parts and pieces. And you will become acclimated to it the more that you use it. All right. You guys are quiet today. Quiet. All right. So I'm going to go back. So that's print designs. And I'm going to try something out because it wasn't working last month when I was making designs for this class. And I turned it in. They said the engineering team knew about it, but I do not remember if they fixed it. So I want to take a look at that before we head out of designs and into campaigns. And that was the I think it was under here, the neighborhood snapshots. Don't know if they fixed these, so I'm going to check. Okay, so neighborhood snapshots show you what is happening in a specific neighborhood, and in order to change it out, you would come over to the KWLS, which is the little house on the left, to snapshots, and you can search for a neighborhood name or a zip code. So I'm just going to use a zip code to keep it kind of broad, and let's see if it's fixed. I just didn't want you guys to go in here and try to make one of these and then it wasn't working. So no, it is not fixed. Normally, if you search for this, little designs that look like this piece right here pop up over here on the left. Oh, maybe they did fix it. Maybe it's just being really slow. Hold on. Oh, they might have fixed it. Okay, so then you would click this. This is the right one, and you would replace. And yes, it's working again. Yay. Okay. So that was how you would do a neighborhood snapshot. And this is for a door hanger. So if you just wanted to say, you know, will your next move be to Winston-Salem? Or if you wanted to do a specific neighborhood, you could. Right. You could search like, we'll do a little testing since we're in here and it's working again. See what happens. Search by neighborhood name. All right. So we want the one that's in Winston-Salem. And search. There it is. All right, so we'll give that a second to load. Yay, they're working again. I'll have to put something out. All right, so we can do that and then replace that one. And then we could change this to say Buena Vista, even though we all know it said Buena. Just not in this city. There we go. Then you could go out and put those door hangers out somewhere, right? Super cool. So glad to know that's working again. So I'm going to go back because I don't want to discount one more thing that we can make in here, which is our email templates. It kind of takes us into campaigns because you can also make the email templates from campaigns. but I do want to show it to you in here. So I'm going to back us back out, back to the command page here. So you can see the stuff that we were making is now showing up. And I can click create design in the upper right hand corner. And I can also choose email and click continue. So we currently have 73 email templates available to us. I'm just going to keep loading more so you guys can take a look at them. Okay. So we have modern newsletter styles, classic newsletter styles. We have a couple that are just, you know, great emails that you can just send out this one email this month as a touch, because we all know that per the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, we need 36 touches in a year, right? So this is really ready. If you're considering selling your home in the not so distant future, here are a few tips. Embrace deep cleaning, paint, tile, fixtures, DIY furniture. I don't really need to do anything else to it. I can come up here to the upper right, click options, preview, and I can see exactly what this email is going to look like when it goes to somebody's inbox. It's going to put my logo there for me. It's going to put my picture, my app code, and a button for them to download my app and all of my data down here at the bottom. I can look at what it will look like in a tablet view and what it will look like in a cell phone view when somebody's looking at it from their phone. Okay. So the emails are pretty cool. And discard the changes there. So again, create design, choose email, click continue. You could also do this for a house that you just listed, right? If you wanted to show a house you just listed or an open house that's coming up. They have one about chilling your bills, financial health, a healthy home, low budget projects, mortgage modification. What was I just talking to you guys about? Refinancing. A lot of people out there are experiencing financial hardship. I hope you aren't one of them, right? So there's all kinds of different stuff that you can use to reach out. And there's some really great content in there. So I do recommend that you go in there and take a look around. And one of my favorites is one of the originals, the OGs in the email designs. So I'm going to go load because it's way back. These work with me buyer and work with me seller, home anniversary and happy birthday emails are super cute. They're there. They're easy. You don't have to do a lot to edit them. So those are really great. And then I'm going to show you these basic patterns because these are what I use most often if I'm trying to kind of, in lieu of making an email from scratch, which getting the layout to look great is not always the easiest and it takes time. So you can just pick one of these. Modern basic is usually the one that I like, or I think it's classic. Hold on, which is the one I usually use. I think it's classic basic that I use the most. I'm going to click next and you'll see it's just a bare bones, right? It's got my Market Center logo at the top. It's got a place for me to give it a heading. It's got a thing for me to type text into. It's got my little signature down at the bottom. So, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of work. I can just say, happy fall. Now, when I clicked that pencil on the text that I wanted to change, it opened up on the side for me to do the text. And then I need to click done up here. Okay. And it made it small and I don't want it to be small. So I'm going to make it bigger. But this is how you edit the different stuff. And as I said, it just takes a little bit of getting used to sometimes to get it to do exactly what you want it to do. I'm going to click the paragraph box, click the pencil. It's going to pop up over here. I can say, you know, happy fall, blah, 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 whatever I want it to say, and click done, and it's going to change it. If I don't want this second paragraph, I click it and hit the trash. And now I can see the preview. It's going to say happy fall, whatever my content is, and have my little signature down here at the bottom, right? So I didn't want to take away from the emails. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about designs?
Um,
No. And if you're ever in here messing around and you get confused about something, just reach out and I'll help you. Okay.
Monica, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Gail.
Okay. Yes. So when we set something up, just like you just did about Happy Fall,
Yeah.
when I guess when we hit the button that says save, is it going to save it back to this same group here automatically, like you did the swimming pool and the listing presentation?
Yep.
Is that where it's going to save it to?
It is. So like, here's all the emails. So see at the top where I can go between. It's just been a while since I made an email because I was making all the social graphics in my class content. But if I start sorting through, you can get to where, you know, you'll see that I've made emails and stuff right here. Or I can just sort it out and look at the email like this, only the emails that I've made.
Okay, so I think what will probably answer my question is when you go, or kind of when you go into the campaign side, and you might pull something up, like if I've got, you know, ever how many people I may have that I'm sending something out to, I may want to set up an individual campaign for that person because I want to say, make an announcement, then I want to say happy fall, and then I want to say, you know, something else, so that is the campaign, of course, is continuously, because we know they need to see it a lot of times in the very beginning and then slow it down.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's kind of what my thought process was.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so before we move into campaigns, I'm going to give you guys a 3-minute break to stretch your legs so that I can go and sneeze because my allergies are driving me crazy this morning. And I will be right back. I'll start a timer. I'll see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Okay, guys, thank you very much for bearing with me. My allergies apparently are feeling the fall coming in. Okay, so any questions about designs before we move forward? Any takeaways from designs? Do you guys think these are useful? Can you see yourself using them? Gamifying your business and challenging yourself to post this stuff, right? Because I can tell you, and now his name's not going to come in my head because I think I sneezed out all of my common sense while I was off of this call. George Kelly, he decided to challenge himself to make one social media post every day. And he said that it grew his online presence far beyond anything he could ever imagine. So he actually had a team, and what he did is every morning he came into Designs, he made a social post, whether it was a new listing, a listing that went under contract, just something fun, right? Something motivational. But that was the first thing he did when he got there in the morning. And then he shared the picture with his team and asked his whole team to share it. So then it pushed out the presence of their social media far beyond his wildest imagination, and it's helped him to grow his business. So just an example of something you can do. Okay, next up, we're going to move into campaigns. So the campaigns applet is your little megaphone. Just think about the megaphone, you're getting the word out. That's what we're doing with campaigns. And campaigns is a pretty big platform. So you have social posts, which are free, right? You have to have your business Facebook page set up. Does everybody have a business Facebook page? Perfect. So you have to have your business Facebook page set up, and you have to have Facebook connected in Command. So if you don't know how to connect your Facebook page in Command, I want to show you that really quickly. You're going to drop down at your name again, move back into your settings. It's going to show the connections that you have made. And you want to make sure that you have Facebook connected 2 times. The first one is for post scheduling, which is free social media posting right here. The second connection is for paid ads, which is also a part of designs or campaigns. My apologies, campaigns. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have those connected. Any social post that you make is going to go to your business page. Okay. That does not mean that you can't share it to your personal page. Because you may say, well, Monica, I only have 90 people that follow my business page, but I've got 2,000 friends. That's okay. For your own protection, this posts to your business page, because making sure that we are communicating that we are a real estate broker and what firm we are affiliated with has come to light as an issue on social media platforms. And so when it's posted to your business page and then you share it to your personal page, it makes sure that that element of misuse or misinformation doesn't happen, right? So that's the way that you're going to do that. Post it to your business page and then share it to your personal. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. The cool thing in this dashboard, when you log into Command and go to campaigns, are these little quick posts. These are amongst my favorite things that we have. Okay. So quick posts, super easy. If you want to have something to post, they're there. The text is there. The picture is there. It takes little to no effort on your behalf at all. And I'm going to show you. What's a good sign that you're going, bad joke alert, number one, dad joke. What's a good sign that you're going to get a great price for your home? A for sale sign with my name on it. But seriously, as your local real estate agent, and then it goes on. Okay. So if I like this quick post, all I have to do is hit this forward arrow. It's going to take me straight into where I can post it. My logo is already there. The text is already written. The picture's already there. I can choose to schedule it or publish it immediately. If you have multiple business pages, because you're crazy like me, then you can post socially to multiple business pages. You can only do ads to one business page. And you could also send it to Twitter if you so desire, as long as the verbiage is not too long, right? So done, publish. That's all it took. Right? That's a quick post. You didn't have to type it. You didn't have to find the picture. You just had to hit the button and hit publish, and it was done. So those are always nice. I go to my,
See, it picks up your personal information from everything that's already in Command, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So there's that post, right? So that
Mhm.
was how fast I had to do it. It's done. Okay.
Great.
Now, if I want to share this to my personal page, because I think on this business page in particular, I maybe have like, I don't know, 90 people that like it or something. But I have a whole lot of friends on here. So if that's the case and I want to share it, where my little picture is right here, I'm going to switch it to interacting as myself as a person instead of myself as my business. I'm going to make sure that I make that change. Okay. And then I can click share to my news feed, share to my story, send it in a messenger, send it in a private message, whichever I want to do. Share now does not give you the chance to type anything. Share to news feed is going to give you a chance to say, like, check this out or whatever, right? And so then you're not only sharing it with your business page, you're sharing it with any of your friends that you're out popping up in their algorithm. And the goal is to drive them back to your business page. And hopefully while they're there, they will click like, and then you'll have more people that like your business page, which in turn will push it higher up in Facebook's algorithm, get you more exposure. Okay. So quick
Would
post.
you,
Go ahead.
would you just mind repeating exactly what you just said?
No, ma'am, I don't mind. So on Facebook, we have our personal self, right? We have Monica the person.
Right.
So Monica the person has 2,400 friends on Facebook. Okay. But my business page Winston-Salem, Forsyth County Real Estate, I think it has like 90 people that click the like button on it. So if I post just to that, it's gonna get targeted to those people, right? And maybe a couple outside of it if they're showing interest in real estate or something. But in order to share this, to give all of my friends the opportunity to see it, and in turn, hopefully they're going to click on it and come back here to my business page and click that like button, then I want to be on my business page, find that post, click the drop down, change to interacting as myself. See where the check mark is right now. I'm interacting as my business page. I want to be interacting as my personal profile. So I'll make that change and let it hold. And then I'm going to click the share button. I can share it to my friends, or I can, if I share it to my friends, it's just going to post it. I'm not going to have an opportunity to type anything or click anything. It's just going to share it onto my timeline. If I click share to newsfeed, it's going to have it posted, and then I can type, you know, hey friends, check this out, or whatever I want to type, right? If it's a new listing, for example, looking to move to 27104, check out this new listing, and I can share it, right? Or I could share it to my story, which, you know, Facebook stories are the ones that pop up here at the top, like that. Okay, does that answer your questions, Gail?
Yeah, yes, it did. I was following you, but I just wanted to hear it one more time.
I completely understand. I completely understand. Okay, cool deal. So, social post. Now, I do teach a class. I didn't do it this month, but I think there is an article out with examples of content that you could post for every single day of September, right? So that's really cool. If you want to set that goal for yourself to post something every single day, my biggest recommendation is that you schedule it out so that you don't have to sit there every day and come up with it. It doesn't mean that you won't post impromptu posts, if you will, like I just listed this house. This house went under contract in 24 hours. I'm doing an open house here on Sunday. You know, those things are going to happen when they happen. But as far as content posting, you can go ahead and schedule that out. So if I'm like, okay, what is selling your home, putting sunscreen? I think I've done that one. If I don't see any quick posts over here that I like, I'm in the social post tab right now, then I can actually click shuffle and see something different. Shuffle and see something different. What's it like to wait for, okay, so here's one of those Keller Mortgage ones. So say I like this one. I can click this forward arrow like so, get it to here. It's already written. But I can say, I want this to come out on Monday, September the 6th, or that's Labor Day. I'm going to say Tuesday, September the 7th. And I want it to go to all of my business pages if you have more than one. And I want it to go out at 11 a.m. Okay. Then I can schedule the post. Schedule. And now, next week, here's my calendar. I can look at it in a week or a month view. Then I have that post is going out Tuesday, September 7th at 11 a.m. And I can schedule out my entire month or 2 months or all of the holidays that are coming up, which is something we're going to discuss in that class on the 22nd, right? I could go ahead and schedule out Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, right? All the different things. Have you gotten, you know, Happy Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever, right? Anything that I want, I can go ahead and schedule it out if I know that I want it to go out on a specific day. I mean, you can take it all the way through the year if you wanted to with holidays, so that once that comes up, you don't have to worry about posting it, right?
So that would like also link with Instagram or Facebook and all that too?
So we cannot post free social posts to Instagram, right? So where I downloaded this just listed picture when we made it in designs earlier, I can just go to Instagram, right? Or if you have Facebook and Instagram connected, sometimes you can share it that way. But I can go to Instagram. That is highly requested, Daniela, is for us to be able to post socially to Instagram from command. It's not there. You can do a paid campaign. Neither one of those is the one that I want. You can do a paid campaign though. Let me log in with Facebook. Oh, there it is. Couldn't remember what that login was. Continue. Okay. So I could take that picture that I saved earlier. That was yesterday. That rainbow was unbelievable. And I could post this picture that I saved to Instagram if I wanted to share it there, or on Snapchat, or on any of the other ones. But through command specifically, we can only socially post to Facebook and Twitter for now. Doesn't mean we won't get more in the future. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
Can you show the shuffle button again?
Yeah, yeah. So you probably won't see this leadership content on yours, but you'll see from video campaigns down. And so if you're like, oh, I don't like this one and I don't really like this one, then you can click shuffle and it'll give you extra new quick posts, and you can, and they push new ones out every once in a while so that you can get fresh stuff. So that's the quick post posting, but let's talk about posting something else. So what if I wanted to do that just listed, right? I click create campaign in the upper right hand corner, social post. Okay. Just listed in 27104. Don't hesitate. Won't stay on the market long. Whatever you wanted to say. Right? And then I made that design earlier. Remember, I can click browse my designs library. There's that one I made for Woodlake Road. On the right-hand side, I'm seeing a preview of what I'm doing. Give it a second. It's loaded. Square is what I need it to be. I could also change this to wide or free crop. I'm just going to click crop image. So there's what it looks like. Just listed, don't hesitate, won't stay on the market long. There's a picture, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. We already made that in designs. I can choose to include my ownership statement or not. This is that each office is independently owned and operated. I'm actually going to take away that logo because my logo was already in the design at the bottom in the center. I can choose to schedule it or publish it immediately and which of my business pages it's going to, and I can post that for that listing. And so that's the same method for anything that you want to post, right? I know that Wendy Taylor in the Winston-Salem office, I loved her little social media. I don't know if they do exactly the same thing now, but it was like Motivational Monday. I think she posted a easy recipes on Wednesday, and then Friday she did something funny Friday. And for the month of October, she did Freaky Friday. So something scary, like a local scary story or something like that on her Facebook page. So like, for instance, if you wanted to post an easy recipe, let's see, or sheet pan recipes are kind of popular right now. Sheet pan recipes. Sheet pan chicken and rainbow vegetables. That sounds delicious. Yes, please. So remember, when we're posting, it doesn't all have to be business. People want to know that you're a person, right? that you're not just a used car salesman type that's going, buy a house with me, buy a house with me, buy a house with me. They want you to be a person. So I found this easy recipe. I went to the website. I downloaded this beautiful picture of this sheet pan chicken, right? There's the recipe. I can copy this link that's up here from the recipe, just copy it like that. And I can go back into here and say, looking for a quick and easy dinner tonight. If I could type. Look no further. Here's the link. I need to upload a picture. There's the one I downloaded. That chicken really does look good. I'm just saying. I think I saved it on my desktop. So there's that chicken. Can move this around. And get it to where you don't see anything but the chicken, like so. There's the preview on the side. I can post this straight to my business page now. Here's a quick and easy skillet dinner. Here's the recipe. Looks delicious. Catches people's attention. Just remember, when we're doing stuff on Facebook, the whole key to what we're doing is stopping the scroll. We all use social media. You're on there, scroll, heart, scroll, comment, scroll. You're trying to get people to stop and take a moment to pay attention to you just for a sec, right? We all have very short attention spans, right? So that is our goal, is to stop the scroll. So don't always make it business. You do have to make it business, but think of Pareto's principle, 80-20. 80% of the time, it needs to be something fun, funny, personal, you know, what you're doing, what are you doing with your kids? What are you doing with your grandkids? What are you doing with your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or whoever? We're at the beach, we're doing this. Here's an easy recipe for you guys for this hump day. You know, here are some tips on things that you can do in your yard. Are you getting your house ready for fall? All those kind of things. And then 20% of the time, just listed, just sold, under contract, open house, all the business, right? If you're not following Alonda, she got voted as the Triad's best presence on social media and a real estate agent. I mean, adorable. And she does really, really great with a mix, right? With a mix of different things. It's not all just business. She shows her faults. She shows her personality. She's a really great person to follow as an example of, and then I think Marisol in the Winston-Salem office was on that list also. And same with her. She does a nice mix. Yes, there's business, and she's also posting her cute little girl. You know, the fact that she was on a panel, all that kind of fun stuff. And then she'll pop in a listing, right? So it's not just always business. You got to have a mix of stuff, or else you're just going to bore people, frankly, right? Ken Posick is another example. He is in Florida. I saw him speak at Mega Camp or Family Reunion, I can't remember, and immediately was like, this guy is awesome. He's really doing a great job. And he decided that he wanted to focus in on YouTube. So picking what you're doing, especially if you're just getting started in the world of social media, don't try to go wide, try to go deep. Pick something and really go in on it. So I think Ken's goal is to do 2 videos a week, right? And it has vastly grown his business. I mean, he already had a great business, but it's vastly grown his business. And a lot of time, like this is his biggest one, 519,000 views inside Shaquille O'Neal's $16 million mansion. It wasn't even his listing. He just asked the person that did have the listing to give him a tour so that he could record it. Buying an Orlando Airbnb, 1.8. So that's brand new. That was from yesterday, and he's already at 1,800 views, right? So he just does fun stuff. He goes and walks through these really expensive homes. I mean, and gets lots of attention that way. Because he chose what he wanted to do and he went for it, right? He developed the play and then he played it, and he's still going. So I would advise you guys locally and nationally to check out people that are really doing social media in conjunction with real estate at a high level to get ideas from them. But the most important thing is to start. Don't get caught up on the details, right? Start posting, start putting content out there. Robert Poole is in the Winston-Salem office, and he came to my first class where I showed you guys how to do 30 months of posting. And Keller Williams puts these things out for us, right? I mean, it's not like you even have to come up with all of it, because they're giving you ideas. And I'm trying to see, I think Candy just posted one of those articles. Trying to make it easier than going to search for the article. But they post stuff like that on KW Connect and KW Outfront Magazine. They post all kinds of articles. They have all kinds of classes on here. I mean, I'm happy to provide you guys with classes, but these are classes from people that I've learned from also. I have had the privilege of teaching on here too, but there are so many different classes, like Cut Costs with Campaigns in Command. That's Mike Hillary. He's one of my heroes. He really does a great job with this. So KW Connect should be your friend, right? They give you 30 days of ideas to post for your September content calendar. Like, they have all those resources for us, plus the quick posts. And I also want to show you guys this creating a neighborhood video, what this looks like. These I do like to do in real time. So if I want to do a neighborhood video, I want to make it today and post it today. And then the next time I want to make it, I want to do it again. So I'm going to click this forward arrow for this neighborhood video. I'm going to search for Buena Vista because I know that it works. You guys can check out your different neighborhoods around you. Say Buena Vista, Winston-Salem. I'm going to click next. Now, if you're a super detailed person and you want to go in the MLS and double check that these numbers are right, that's fine, but so average home prices are on the decline. So that might spark a buyer's interest, right? Maybe they were like, I really did want to buy a house, but I can't afford it because prices just keep climbing. This shows that they're declining, right? So which way are you looking at it from? The seller's perspective or the buyer's perspective is up to you. Average days on market, number of homes for sale, neighborhood features, agent information is there, market center brokerage information. You can change stuff if you want to in this neighborhood information, if you want to go look it up. Again, we're not looking for perfect. Things that rhyme with pillow are not perfect. They have imperfect information all the time. They're still where people go to look for houses. Like, what are we trying to do? Stop the scroll, right? So I'm going to click next. It's going to take up to 10 seconds for this to load, and then I'm going to let you guys watch it. It's not super long, so you'll get to see what it looks like. super cool. So video stops people from scrolling. We know that, it's proven, right? Here's a super simple way for you to do a video. You just click save and post. It makes you a Facebook post right here. You come through, schedule it or publish it immediately, click the button, type something, you know, have you ever wanted to live in Buena Vista? This may be your chance. Right? Post, done. So quick posts are super cool. Neighborhood videos, the little ones that they have. We looked at how to create your own, create campaign, pick social post, upload a picture that you made in Designs by browsing the design library, give it some text, schedule it out, and it goes, right? So we can do that. So does anybody have any questions on the social post? My challenge to you guys is that you have at least 3 social posts scheduled out every week. You can choose to do that in a month, you know, schedule it out for the whole month, or you can choose to schedule it out on Sunday afternoon. Once you're settled down, go ahead and schedule 3 posts for your week. But if you schedule at least 3 posts a week and then track and see, what does that do to your online presence? But remember, what did Jane Shaw and Jenny Wallach say? Success is for those who are obsessed with being consistent. And she said success is boring because it's about consistency, right? But in order to get those highs of under contracts, and I just listed this and this just went under contract, and I just helped my buyer land this multiple offer, in order to have more of those moments, we have to have consistency behind it to make those connections, right? So social post is just one piece of the campaign section. The next one is direct mail. So we're going to pop in here really quick, and I will let you guys see what this looks like. So for direct mail, you can choose different things to do with this. You can, you know, show that you just listed, just under contract, just sold, that kind of stuff. What are you trying to do? What's your goal? I'm going to look at advertising a listing, and I'm going to stick with that same listing, that 4027 Woodlake Road that we were using from earlier. Now, I was just in a call about this yesterday, and I will show you guys something that happens that's kind of a pain in the behind, but they are looking to fix it. So I'm going to advertise my listing on Woodlake Road. I'm going to create the design, create the thing. So here we go, Woodlake Road, and that's Winston-Salem. I'm going to pull in the listing details. Right now it says only my listing. I don't have listings, so I need to switch it to all. And this is the correct one. I'm going to hit select. So now my overview is done. My listing is chosen. My content. Which template do I want to use? 4x6, modern, large, contemporary, right? I'm just going to stick with 4x6 for cost effectiveness. It's pulling in the address. It's pulling in the listing price. It's pulling in listing status, just listed. Bedrooms, I believe this was 3. And I believe that bathrooms were 3, if I'm not mistaken. Shabby chic farmhouse with a private pool on almost 15 acres. That's super nice, right?
Mhm.
So we can only have 350 characters, and I've got 1,000, right? So I'm going to have to cut this down some to make it work. But you can choose what you want to write in there, right? And so then I'm going to pick a front exterior or an interior. And here's where the part that annoys Monica comes in, and what we were discussing yesterday. Low resolution picture. For some reason, in this market and some other markets across the country, even though we upload high resolution pictures into the MLS, when MLS pulls them into command, it degrades the quality of the picture. So hopefully it's your listing, right? And you have these photographers' photos, so you can just upload the one that's on your computer. But I do recommend that you, you can check it out and see if you think it's going to be okay. But I do recommend uploading a higher resolution photo here so you can make sure it's nice and crisp and clean. It's got our data here. I'm going to click save. And it's not going to let you, well, this one's not so low resolution, it's not even going to let you move forward. So you're going to have to upload the picture, right? You can create your own design on a postcard in Designs and then upload it to email it out here. I am going to upload a picture just to make sure that this doesn't stop me from moving forward and letting you guys see the next thing. Obviously, if it was your listing, you would have a picture to upload here. I just don't happen to have one, so we're going to use a picture of the beach. Okay. And I'm going to save that. So now I've got that red thing gone. Market Center, logos there, company name, US, good, 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 suite number, state, and zip. I've got to verify the address and confirm. Okay, so targeting. If it was my listing, I would want it to just go right around the listing. Or if I wanted to target my database, because I wanted to tell everybody in my database, look what I listed, then I could choose to target my database and add contacts and mail it to their homes instead of a circle around my listing, right? So you have two options there. I'm just going to stick with the local targeting for now and click save. We're looking for check marks all the way down. If I'm doing 200 postcards, first class mail, my estimated budget is $128. And then I can move forward and configure targeting. Am I sure I want to create this campaign? Yes, I am. Now it's going to connect us to Real Mailers, who does the printing and mailing. I can do some targeting down here. You know, maybe I don't want to send it to anybody that's got more than 4 bedrooms because this one's only got 3. So I can do that. Maybe I want to only send it to people that have this amount of square footage, right? So I can do some targeting here and send a copy to myself and then move forward, right? And it's showing me all the addresses where it's going due to the changes that I made, or I can say, nah, I just want to change it back and leave it like it was. And then I can see where it's being sent is in that little cluster around my address for my listing, like so, right? And then you move forward, enter your data and pay, and it shoots the cards out for you, okay? If you're going to design your own card, I'm going to show you that. You'll have made the postcard in Designs. And when you download it from Designs, let me just go ahead and open another command window because I get this question quite often. So I want to make sure that I address it with you guys. It does work a little bit differently on different computers. This is what works for mine. Okay. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, because as I've said before, I do like to be transparent with you guys. And this has been a question that I do get. Let me find those postcards. Bear with me. There it is. Okay. So let it open up. If I download this postcard to upload it into Designs, and I just pick PDF and I don't do anything else, and I click download. Okay. So I made my design. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this design. And now I'm going to download it. It's preparing. Give it a second. Okay. So this is what it looks like. That's the front. So then I'm in my direct mail campaign and I say that I want to do direct mail and app postcard. Maybe I'm trying to get as many people as I can to download my app, brand awareness, create campaign. Okay. So when I get to content and I'm like, I want to upload my own design that I made, and I click browse for the front. And I pick that design that I just downloaded. Right there. Give it a second. And it's going to tell me that it's the wrong size, right? So for me personally on this particular computer, I hit download PDF for printing. I'll make sure I include the bleed, right? And I have to hit download a CMYK. I've heard some people say that they do not have to hit that. I, however, do have to hit that. Now, looking in designs, in campaigns, it tells you your design should include all the relevant information, messaging, and contact information. It should be a JPEG or a PDF with an additional 1 or 0.125 inch bleed. Please ensure your images meet these sizes, right? It's telling you what it wants, but I work fast and I missed it. So now when I change this stuff like this and I click download, let it download. It's preparing. Dakota's hanging out with us in the background today. He wanted to make his presence known. Okay, there we go. So that's downloaded. Now when I go to upload the front, like so, then give it a second to upload. Ta-da! Now it worked, right? So it was that one button, but I do get asked that quite often. So I wanted to make sure that if you guys go and try to implement this today and you wanted to upload your own postcard design, that you knew how to do it, right? Because I do want you guys to take one thing away from today and decide that you're going to do it today, because it's proven that if you take more than 24 hours to try to implement something new, you won't. So I want you to do at least one thing new today. All right. So does anybody have any questions on that part? We got the front done. I have the back somewhere, but I'm just going to upload the same picture because I want to be able to move forward with the design so you guys can see it. So if you want to create your own postcard, that's how you do it. Then again, you can choose like, here's an address and I want to send 200 cards if you're wanting to farm, or I want to send this to, my database, then you can do that too. Okay. So same steps to move forward after you've uploaded your design in the proper format. Anybody have any questions there? Good. All right. Cool deal. Now, that being said, yes, we have direct mail. Yes, you can do postcards, and yes, they are great and they look pretty. And because I like to save you guys money and I like to save money, I want to shout out Fairway Independent Mortgage. I know there are a couple of other mortgage companies that do it, but I myself can only attest to Fairways because they are the ones that I used to use. They will send out postcards for you. You do no work, zero work. You say, hey, Zaina, I listed 123 Main Street. And Zaina says, great. How much money do you want to spend? And you say $100. And she says, great. I will get those just listed postcards together for you. We will match your $100 for a total of $200. She does all the work. She designs the postcards. She pinpoints the listing. She targets it and she sends the postcards out for you. She'll do it for
Good
just
deal.
listed, under contract, just sold, clocks forward, clocks back. I think maybe they do a recipe card series and you only spend half the money and you don't do the work. So no hate on command, but I'm just letting you know. That companies do that for you because they put their lender on the postcards with you.
What was the name of that particular company?
Fairway Independent Mortgage Company.
Okay,
And I will give you Zana Moretti is their marketing person. Let me get her info for you. Zana, she's my friend. They also do broker opens and lunches and stuff like that. So they're good people to know.
So we contact her instead of the individual brokers there.
That is correct. You just contact Zana and she helps you. If I could get myself into the correct place. Mhm. I'm trying to find her email signature so it'll have all of her data. But since I can't find it at the moment, I will just drop her email into the chat. And you can contact her that way. She's very responsive, by the way. Where is chat bubble? Well, now I've lost it. Minimize my chat bubble and now I can't find it. Okay.
I want to be in
All
that picture.
Girl, me too. All right, well, I can't find my chat bubble now. There it is. Found it. Okay. There you go. There's Zana's email in the chat. She's super awesome and I love her. She's super nice too, so she's fun. Okay, next up, emails. Now, I'm going to go through this really quick because email is getting an upgrade. It is set to come out very, very soon. And until it does come out, I recommend like those emails we looked at that was like simple things you can do around your home or lending ideas and stuff like that. In lieu of using the email social or email campaigns at the moment, I recommend doing a one-step smart plan. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it until further notice, because you can't see the metrics yet in email campaigns anyway. And this is a foolproof way to do it. So I'm going to say like first day of fall. Even though it's not really what the email is going to be. I'm just trying to give you an example that would match with what we're doing. First day of fall. And all you're going to do is, again, this was Smart Plans, 4th applet. You already created your email design that said happy fall. You're going to choose to send an email. It's fall. I'm going to look for an emoji because I like emojis in my email. Subject. So remember, getomoji.com is where I get these from. And depending on your computer and stuff, you can insert different emojis. But if I'm talking fall leaves. So I'm going to pop those fall leaves into my subject. And then I can pick my email from designs. Click select designs. And I'm just going to pick one of my email designs. So I don't know, I'm just going to pick that one. We're going to pretend that it says it's fall. Right. And so I'm like, okay, cool. My email looks great. I can look at my preview and do all the things, and I can click save and exit. And now there's my email, there's my subject, there's the design that I've already made. That's all I'm going to do, and click save. One step smart plan. And here's why I like it so much. If I made an email that says it's fall, I just want to send it to everybody, right? I want my whole database to get it. I don't want to just do like 50 people. I want to get everybody with it. What's happening in email campaigns right now is if you send it to like 500 people, it's only going to go to half of them. And then the next half is going to go out the next day. And if it's, hey, it's the first day of fall, then I don't want them to get it the day after the first day of fall. I want them to get it that day, right? So I've made one step smart plan. It's the email. I can look at up to 500 contacts at one time. Okay. And I could select all of these 500 contacts that I'm looking at, select bulk action, add them to the smart plan that says first day of fall. And I want to start all of these on the 22nd, which is the first day of fall, and hit confirm. So now I know on the first day of fall, all 500 of those people are going to get an email from me that says it's fall, happy fall, right? So that's how I suggest doing single emails for now. The new update is going to be super great. And when it comes out, I will thoroughly teach it, but I will thoroughly vet it before I teach it to you guys. I'm not saying that it's like terrible right now. It just won't send over 250, I think, at a time. And I have had some failures. I'll show you. Like this one worked recently, so it was fine. But like that one failed and stuff like that. So, you know, when the new one comes out, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. And I will have probably an impromptu class. You know, I usually teach, schedule out like a month in advance what I'm teaching. But when this rolls out, I will do a class as soon as I can. Okay. And now with very little time left, but that's okay. We're going to go into paid ads. These are paid Facebook ads. You can also do paid Instagram ads. You can also include Twitter. Okay. So we talked about using our website yesterday to show like recently reduced homes and all the different kinds of things you can do. Or you could just say homes available in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or homes available in 27106, right? The most important thing about running a social paid ad is that you have a follow-up plan in place, period. That is the most important thing. There is nothing more important before you run a Facebook ad. Put a smart plan or some kind of a follow-up plan in place. I know some people use Conversion Monster. Some people use Boomtown, you know, whatever it is. If it's not in command, that's okay. I don't care where you follow up with them as long as you do it. But if you want to do it through command, there are smart plans that are available. You just have to edit them to your liking. So I'm just going to look up Facebook in Smart Plans Library. And I know that Marty Miller will pop up because I like his. Okay. And okay, so Facebook lead follow-up, right? There's all kinds of them in here. Look through and find one that you like. Okay, this one's got 5 steps, view steps. You have all these different steps in here. So you just find the one that you like and edit it to be yourself and the way that you want it to show up. Okay, so you want to, the first step of your smart plan for a Facebook follow-up should probably be a phone call. Now, if that doesn't happen, like if it comes in at midnight, obviously you're not going to call them. You're going to call them in the morning, but it will task you to call them. Then your second step more than likely should be an email. Okay. So without a doubt, the first thing that you should do is get the smart plan in place. The actual running of the ad is not hard at all, and I'm about to show it to you. So we're going to click create a campaign in the upper right corner like we have for everything else, and we're going to choose social ad paid. We are going to give it a name. I'm going to stick with that listing that we've been hanging out with, which was Lakeview or something like that. Right. The way that you get the most leads for the cheapest amount is doing a single listing, period. That's where you're going to get the most leads. There are no bad leads. Just because that lead doesn't answer you today does not mean that they are a bad lead and that you should stop reaching out to them. You should have a short-term follow-up for your ad, and then you should have a long-term follow-up. If they don't answer you in that 10 days of pain period when you're trying to reach them, put them on a long-term follow-up, put them on a monthly neighborhood nurture, put them where they're getting something from you, so that don't just let them go, right? Because maybe they just started piquing their interest in buying a house, but their credit's bad, or maybe they do want to sell their house, but they're just not ready yet. Maybe they're waiting for their kid to graduate from high school this spring, right? You don't know what their circumstances are, but don't just discount them as a bad lead, okay? So we're going to pick advertise a listing for this instance. Facebook, you get the most leads. Instagram, you get the most impressions and build up your brand recognition. You can do both, right? Or you can just do one. If you're looking for leads, I recommend using Facebook. Okay. And then we're going to click create campaign. And for this one, we are doing a listing. And I did forget that address now.
Woodlake.
Lakewood.
Is that what it was?
Lake.
Lakeview. Was it Lakeview?
Lakewood, wasn't it?
Lakewood. My office active listings. Woodlake.
Woodlake.
There we go. 4027 Woodlake. All right. So I'm going to type that in. I'm going to change this to all listings. Now, this is an instance where I would recommend that you ask somebody, can I advertise your listing? Right? They're more than likely going to say yes. If you don't want to ask them, ask me and I'll ask them. I don't mind. I don't mind asking. Okay. Or you could even post in your company's private Facebook group, hey, I really want to try running a Facebook ad. Does anybody have a listing that I could advertise for them? And they might give you an address, right? So now that I picked that listing, it made it pretty simple, didn't it? It's already got some verbiage there. It's already got the front exterior there. Headline. What do I want to put here?
Stay cool.
15-acre stunner. Stay cool this summer. Oh, it's so short.
Stay cool in your own pool.
Try this. You could be coming home to this. I can just click use suggestion and it puts it in there for me. And I can see where it's coming in my advertisement on the right. Right? Done? Okay, save. Media, if I wanted to change out the picture, then I could configure, I could change the picture. I can include my ownership statement, save. Looking for check marks all the way down. Facebook settings, configure. I have multiple pages. I can only use one page. I recommend using the Facebook lead generation form. That means if they click on this house in Facebook, it's going to more automatically capture their data. It's not going to take them out of Facebook, which makes a lot of people go, I'm not going to do anymore. So if you use the Facebook lead generation form, it's the most important, the best recommended. The button label, make sure you match your message to what you're actually delivering, right? So we have to give it a follow-up URL. If they click on the picture and they enter their info, you promised them that they were going to get more information. match that message. Go to your website. Go to your website. Look up the listing. Oops. Okay. Search. No listing? Okay. Let me see if I can get it to pop up. I wonder if it just hasn't populated yet. It looks like she might have put that in first thing this morning. Dang it, come on. Got to find the listing. Why is it not finding this listing? That's gonna make me crazy. Hold on. Wood Lake Road. I don't know why I can't find it. I'm just gonna look up Wood Lake Road. Huh. My listing is not showing up. That's it right there. Okay, so we're gonna use a different listing. I'm just gonna look at my current location and pick a house because we're already past time. So if you guys have to leave, I understand. We went over today. It happens. I'm just gonna pick this listing. Cliff Moore looks good. So you want to give them follow-up data. If they go to this page on your website, they're going to get follow-up data because they're going to get to look at pictures. They're going to get all that kind of stuff. And that's what you promised. If you click me, you're going to learn more, right? That's what you promised them. So that's what you want to deliver to them. So you paste that URL right there. We're going to pretend the listings match. Obviously, if
Where-
you're listing it.
Can you just stop long enough to go back to where you picked up the URL,
Yep, you went to your own website
right?
and then you search for the listing
Okay,
so that you can be at this listings page because you told people you were going to get more,
right,
right?
right.
And then you just copy it.
Copy and exactly what at that point, the address or what?
Up here at the top. See where my cursor is?
You're saying where it says realtor service provided by Keller Williams. Is that what you're saying, copying?
I'm not. I'm copying up at the very top. You see my
Somehow
cursor
another-
highlighting in blue?
Oh, okay, okay. That wasn't showing up. Okay, I'm with you now.
Good.
Yes.
All right. So that's what we're copying and we're pasting it right there. Okay.
Okay.
So then we get to define an audience. Right now it's in 20 miles of Winston-Salem. You can also use custom settings. If you wanted it to be a shorter distance, maybe you wanted to take it down to 15, which is the lowest that we can go. You can add interest. If you're going to add interest, you're going to add something that rhymes with pillow. I'm not going to say it, but if they're interested in that, then they're probably interested in real estate. Some people choose not to add any at all. Some people choose to add pillow and realtor.com. Some people choose, if it's an expensive house, to add luxury of vehicles. There's all different kinds of ways. And the best thing that I can tell you guys to do with these is try it out, right? Try it out, see what works for you. Maybe instead of running one for 50 bucks, you run it for 10 or 15 or 20, and you see what kind of results you get. And some people run them at the same time, one with the stuff chosen to whittle down the audience and one without, and they run each one for 10 bucks to see which one performs better, and whichever one performs better, they run that one for more money, right? So there are best practices, there are people that tell you, but that doesn't necessarily it's going to mean the same in your market, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to mean the same for that specific listing or whatever you're running, right? So you can choose what you want.
In that Pacific area, actually, can you change that to run in a different area, like a different state?
You
Different
absolutely can. So a lot of people move
zip
down
codes.
from up north.
Yes,
You could
California.
run this in New York, or you could choose to run it in California, or you could choose to run it in Utah, right?
And where is that picked up at? I'm sorry.
Do what?
Where is that picked up on this form?
You would do it right here in the custom area. You would
Okay, okay,
choose to like, New York, or
right, I see. Okay,
wherever you want to run it.
got you.
Monica, was the sheet that they go to was that pre-done or is it done through this?
It's just done.
The landing page?
Oh, yeah, you can build a landing page if you want to, like we did yesterday, or
Yeah.
you could just go to your own website and look up the house,
I got you.
copy it.
And that's enough.
Yep, you can do either one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I'm gonna change this back to Winston-Salem. Or we'll just leave it at New York so I can move forward because I want you guys to get to see the end of this. The newest, coolest thing that came out is this lead settings area. We didn't used to have this. Me and Shannon have run a lot of Facebook ads together, and we both wish that we had this back then. You can automatically tag them when they come in. So say that this was Facebook ad for Lakewood. I want to know where these people came from, right? I want to know where I'm getting people added to my database. So I can go ahead and create a tag called Facebook ad for Lakewood and click add. Now, anybody that comes in from this ad is going to have that tag. So I'm going to know where they came from. I can also automatically add them to a smart plan. We didn't used to be able to do that either. I said the most important thing that you need to do is have your smart plan in place before you run your ad, and this is why. You can go ahead and automatically add them to the smart plan. And that's also why having a text message as the first step is not a great idea. Because Twilio, especially if you're using Twilio, it will only send texts from I think it's 9 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. So if they came in at 8, they're not getting touched until the next day. Speed to lead. First step, call. Second step, maybe an email, because that will go out any time of day, and you can make them in the same day. You can only do 2 touches a day, right? Just don't put a break between the two. And that way, if it's after a time that you feel it's appropriate to call, the email is going to go out anyway, right? And then maybe the next step is a text so that it has time to go into the next day. But you can automatically put them on that smart plan. And then you can get down to the bottom at duration and budget. They recommend $1 per channel per day. It takes up to 24 hours for your ad to go live. So if you want to run an ad, for example, saying that I'm doing an open house here this weekend, you need to start that the weekend before you're running the open house, right? Because it's going to take at least a day. And usually they recommend that you run for 7 to 10 days. So think about your timing when you post that. Don't run it on Friday for an open house on Sunday. It won't have enough time, right? So that's it. You click save and you publish the campaign and you put in your credit card information and off it goes. And if you have those smart plans in place, it's going to take off for you. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the leads that are coming in, right? So there's a lot of different kinds of ads that you can run. We talked about yesterday showing all the luxury listings that had their price reduced in the last 7 days. You totally can do that, right? And this is what that would look like. This will go back. So that map we looked at yesterday where I showed you guys recently reduced homes, I just took a screenshot of that map showing the houses, and that's my picture. That's what I used as my picture, right? And it says price improved listings. See recently reduced homes in 27104. Simple, clean, to the point. Follow-up link is from our website. Done. Capture the leads, right? Get to do those lead settings. Make sure that you set up a follow-up smart plan and tag them that it was your price improved 27104 Facebook ad. so that is it for today. I know we had to go through that super quick. Designs and campaigns both have really a whole lot of stuff in them. And I wanted to make sure to touch on all of it with you guys. Remember, you don't have to use any of the stuff that you saw today. It is there for you if you want to use it. So I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see all of the things that you can do, right? Does anybody have any questions before we end today's class?
Monica, was it the follow-up SMART plan you said to have done first or a different kind of SMART plan?
Yeah, any kind of smart plan that's going to
Okay.
follow up with your Facebook lead. And
Okay,
so I do recommend that you go into the smart plans. You can just type Facebook. Like, you don't have to go in and create your own. Just make sure that you go in and edit what you borrow, right? So if you go into smart plans, which is your fourth applet down, and you pick on library here at the top, and then you search Facebook. Oop, Facebook, like that, you're going to see a lot of people, new Facebook lead follow-up, Facebook paid ad lead follow-up, right? People have already made these smart plans and shared them. So you can see like how many stars did they get? 2,000 agents are using this one, right? This smart plan is centered around a reduced home prices Facebook paid ad. Bracket items will need your info. So I can view the steps. His sends a text, then it delays, then it sends an email, then it delays, then it's a phone call, then it delays. So you can just add this smart plan to your own library and then go in and edit the stuff that you need to edit, and otherwise it's built, right? All right, good deal. What other questions? Anything else?
Are your appointment times on your big page website?
Yep. You
Okay.
can just go to here. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. That's a great question.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So when you go here, you click on schedule one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
down at the bottom. And it brings you here, and you pick 20 minutes, 30 minutes or 15 minutes. And then
Okay,
it shows you all the available times.
okay, all right, thank you.
You're so welcome. Anything else, guys? Oh, Shannon,
Very filled today with lots of good information.
it's a lot today. Shannon, honey, you're on mute.
I see that. I'm sorry. I was hitting my space bar. I don't know why it wouldn't let me talk. But anyway, what's tomorrow's class going to be concentrating on?
Tomorrow, we're going to look at all the other stuff. So referrals, goals, reports. I'll take you and, we'll look at listings, just all the other stuff that we haven't looked at.
Okay.
And open time for questions, because it won't take me as long to go through all that. Good
And
deal?
how often do you repeat this boot camp? Once a month, you
I
said?
do it once a month. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep,
okay,
absolutely.
all right, sounds great, thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, guys.
And I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wrote down your website so I can go back and look at the videos as I want to.
Yeah.
But will you just show me the tab on your page where those videos
Yep. So over
are?
on the left-hand side, you just click on the link
Okay. Oh, okay.
for August 2021 boot camp videos, and it takes you straight to the playlist on YouTube. And I will get today's, pending that no other tragedy happens as soon as I get off here, because I'm going to tell you what, that was terrifying yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and end our recording.